Good news, you got me before Gus today. So, whole change in demeanor. Who knows how it's going to go?
Rivalry you got going?
Well, it is nice to, what do they say, age before beauty. That's not always true. We can mix that up. So, all right, what do y'all got?
How important is it for you guys to get those developmental reps for the guys who just don't normally get them during 11s?
Yeah, vital. Really, really nice sort of addition to the training camp schedule this year, the structure, getting those young guys that maybe haven't gotten a lot of NFL reps or maybe were injured last year could really use some reps, some extra work to get them better and to help us evaluate them better. I think it's going to be vital for a lot of different positions, and we'll see who makes the most of it, right? You're getting sometimes 5, 6, sometimes it's 11 or 12 different opportunities in a day where everybody's watching you compete against your sort of fellow younger developmental style player. See who makes the most of it. There's a couple guys that are starting to. It's long camp, a lot of time ahead of us, so we'll see.
What did you think of Alec Pierce and his opportunities he capitalized on today?
Yeah, he made some big plays, man. Made some big plays. He always brings it to practice. Every single day, he is as consistent as they come. His work ethic, his work habits, his pre-practice habits, just the way he prepares himself to have a shot at having some success during that practice when those opportunities go up. Because I'm kind of remembering right now, a year ago today, you kind of remember like if you miss one or two of those, you think you're not having a great camp, but in reality, it's a small sample size type of camp, and he had a great shot at a few today, and he went out and made some huge plays. It goes that way a little bit for wideouts. They're going to be, they're fighting and clawing and scratching to beat their DB for that catch, and quarterbacks trying to put the ball in a certain spot, and sometimes those are 50-50 balls we're trying to get more than 50% of, and Alec went out and made some big ones today. So, shoot, we can't get enough guys making big plays around here. That's always going to be the case, and Alec made a few good ones today.
You've got so many tight ends you're kind of working through, trying to learn. Some of the guys you've worked with, some you haven't. How do you kind of split that up to get to see them in the right situations to evaluate who can do what?
Yeah, so we're trying to be deliberate about within our practice planning, having enough different reps from different personnel groups where we are seeing some personnel snaps where there are 2 of them on the field or 3 of them on the field. And like I said, as we're going into planning out the practice and scripting out the practice, trying to really ensure that we give them those extra few reps. Coach Tom Manning does such a good job managing their daily repetitions and sort of who's getting how many and which ones they're getting. And he's really trying to do a great job of managing, let's not have this one guy block all the time, this one guy run routes all the time. Hey, we're going to mix and match this thing. Hey, let's not have this one guy run this same route all the time. Hey, you get one, he gets one. So we're going to let everybody run all the routes, work all the different blocking combinations and blocking sort of rules and assignments. We're trying to get everybody better. It's training camp, but we're also trying to evaluate how they can best help us as we head into a 17-game NFL season where we're going to need everybody and we're going to need everything that they can do well. We're going to need that.
Bernhard Ryman he was always kind of an athletic guy, maybe a little raw. Where have you seen his technique grow from the day you got here to right now in training camp?
He's like a lot of young players where came out of a smaller school, had a chance to sort of get into the NFL, get going, and just every single repetition you watch him improve something, whether it's a footwork, whether it's an angle as he's sort of downfield trying to take on that linebacker. What exact angle should I take? Just all the nuances that come with all the positions at offensive line, but tackle's one of those. It's not something that happens overnight. It does happen with repetitions. Bernhard's gotten a lot of reps over the last several years, and he's really improving through those reps. I think Coach Tony Sperano's doing a great job with him. Chris Watt's doing a great job helping out. Like that room is really doing a great job of working together to get each other better and to get better individually. And Bernie's making the most of it right now, and it's still ongoing, right? We have all these practice reps, and we go back to the office back there. We have our meetings. We try to correct guys and little slight things. This angle, that step, your hand placement. He's taking those notes. He's improving sort of day after day, and hopefully that's going to show up this year, week after week, just continually getting better. That's what we all want to do.
How valuable is having Joe Flacco as the backup quarterback to better evaluate those guys running with the 2? It's just how valuable is that?
Yeah, I think it's really valuable to have somebody with the experience and the sort of expertise of the position that Joe has. Joe's seen everything in this league, so we may be installing new plays, and he's heard them before, obviously, in the spring, but we may be putting something in, and Joe's run it before. Joe knows how it works. We have to, we all go through our reminders and stuff, but he's going out there and executing at a really high level. So if I am that receiver, tight end, back running those routes, I've got a great shot of the ball coming to me just like it would maybe week 8 if I'm in there running that play. So I'm able to show myself as if I was playing in the game as a backup level player, which is really important. A lot of different parts of this league, the 2s and the 3s, there's a lot of young quarterbacks that are learning in those positions too, and sometimes the ball doesn't always go where it may. To have Joe and then honestly to have Sam getting a lot of reps with our 3s, the ball's going where it should a whole lot of the time. So, shoot, it's up to us. Skill guys, go get open, be where you need to be. Show us what it would look like if you were in there with the 1s. They're getting that opportunity. Obviously, Joe can put some velocity on that thing too. So we're finding out who can handle the heat a little bit and sort of keeping an eye on that.
What do you say from Anthony Gould? What have you seen from a receiver standpoint?
Yeah, he's made some big plays, and he's had some opportunities at some other that just quite haven't gotten there. Whether it's just a hair off with a throw or just a hair off with some good coverage. Anthony has shown us that he's going to have the ability to make big plays. Right now, he's pushing the ball down the field. We've just sort of gotten the pads on, and obviously we're not playing sort of tackle football right now. So I think some of the catch and run stuff is something that Anthony can do well. He's got a really exciting skill set. He comes to work every day and works, man. He works. He's working really hard in Coach Reggie's drills. He's putting his time in with special teams. He is making the most of this training camp to sort of improve himself, but also sort of show us what he's got, right? Because, we're excited about the offense that we're sort of putting together this year and all the different sort of tools that we have and ways that we can attack the defense. And I think Anthony's trying to break into that and sort of show us what he can do when he gets those opportunities, and he's done that, right? Like I said, last few days he's made some plays down the field. I think there's more that's going to come as we continue through this camp. We're hoping for it.
What have you seen from the running back depth behind Jonathan so far in camp?
Yeah, the guys are getting a ton of different opportunities, do a ton of different things. Super excited to have the pads on now because we're finding that out a little bit. Those guys are having to run through contact, really attack a hole or attack a read where they're reading the linebacker, they're reading that defensive lineman, and they're making that cut with some pads on, and we're sort of seeing who can make that cut, who can find those creases, and who can't. So we're learning a ton. As we go through camps, they'll have a ton of opportunities to, you'll see one-on-one pass routes, you'll see one-on-one blitz pickup versus the linebackers. Those are going to play a big role in us evaluating those guys as well. So right now, hey, it's a bunch of really hungry, eager guys that are fighting for every rep, man. They want every rep Coach DeAndre Smith can throw them in on to make the most of it. And we're watching, we're evaluating every rep to see who can help us.